So,
Go ahead.
no, like we're introducing.
Hi, and welcome to...
No, it's mine. Calm down.
Oh.
Do you,
This video here is to a T. It's a casual chat. First, we ask our guest about something terrible that's happened in their life. Good start. Following that, we ask about something terrific. The reason we do this is to kind of just appreciate the good with the bad. Life has ups and downs, peaks and troughs.
And no matter what terrible thing happens, there's always something terrific to talk about. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week's guest is Tom Monaghan. He is the Campaigns and Communications Officer in the UCD SU.
What's the crack? How are we getting on? How's the form?
Don't talk to them.
Okay. I'm from Mayo. I have a football in my hand because I like to play with my... I've been here in UCD the last, this is my 4th year here now. I was the class rep for 3 years. I worked on the ENTS forum. It's great crack, you know. I ran for election for Campaigns and Communications, got the job. I'm in UCD Monday to Friday every day, 9 o'clock to 6, and we work really, really hard. Yeah, I mean, fucking that's about it, you know.
Cool.
My name is Tom.
So we're going to start off on a positive note. We're going to start off with asking what your terrible story is.
Super
That's okay.
positive.
Super positive.
I was in TY, I think I was about 16. One day I woke up and I was literally like, I don't want to go to school today. I was like, why don't I want to go to school? I was like, I always go to school. Alright, fuck it, I won't go to school. So I went downstairs and I said to Mum, I said, Mum, I don't really feel like going to school today. She was like, you never really take a day off. And I was like, yeah, but I don't really want to go in today. She was like, alright, that's fine, no problem at all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I went about the day as normal. It was nice kind of just enjoying the day off. And I remember the day very well. It was a very, very nice day. It was sunny outside, and I remember playing with my dog for ages, and I was like, I never get to stay home from school and play with my dog, you know. My dad was in bed because he was sick at the time. And I went down to the bedroom and I said, do you know what, I'll go hang out with my dad for a while and just have a chat to him and, talk to him about when he was young, because he always used to have these unbelievable stories from when he was young. He was a great man. He was a hard-working man his entire life. He never wanted luxuries or anything like that. He just cared about his family and work and providing for everyone, and that was great. So I went down, I was chatting to him for ages and ages, I don't know, I must chat for an hour or two or whatever. So I don't know, I left him, he went up for dinner, and so I went into town, and I was actually getting medicine for my dad at the time, and I was supposed to go to musical rehearsals. And I was outside the town hall, and I was like, I don't want to go to musical rehearsals today. And Mum was like, you need to go. You're in the show, you need to practice. And I was like, yeah, but I'm just not up for it. I spent the whole day at home. Let's just keep it that way. And she was like, all right, fair enough. So went back home, and I came into the house, and I realised I was like, shit, I forgot Dad's medicine in the car. So I turned around, and as I was going out the back door, I just said to myself, go in and check on Dad, see how he is. So I walked in, and my dad had fallen out of bed and hit his head on the cupboard and was lying face down on the ground. And he'd been sick with cancer for about 1.5 years. So in that moment I opened the door and I kind of stood there, and I was like, this is the point in my life where everything changes. And it was really, really hard to comprehend at the minute, because everything just kind of happened really fast. I was just kind of standing there, and I knew myself, I was like, this very moment everything's going to change. My entire life was going that way, and now it's going that way. So I ran over anyways. I picked him up, I put him back down on the bed. I didn't know what to do. All of my family, my entire family was home. I didn't want to call them all because I was panicking, and called down my brother anyways, and he came into the room. My brother was just like my dad, hard working man his entire life, and he just stood there and he just tears in his eyes, and I'd never seen my brother cry before. And I was like, what do we do? What do we do? And I was thinking, right, well, he's not breathing. I need to start doing chest compressions on him or something, or CPR. And I was about to start. My brother grabbed me. He goes, he can't. You'll cave in his chest. He's so weak. And next thing, my mother pours into the room, and she's screaming, crying. She's kind of grabbing my dad, and she's like, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I never got to say goodbye. And then my entire family come down, and there's just so much emotion in just one room, and no one really knows what to do. So it was a really tough day. yeah, like, you know, the doctor came and he pronounced him dead, and I was thinking, I don't have a dad anymore, like, I was only 16. And, look, the rest of the day happened, we started having to organise the funeral. But the amazing thing was, like, I mean, I lay in bed that night, and I was recapping the events of the day, and I was like, what the fuck? What told me this morning not to go to school? I go to school all the time. What told me to go in and spend an hour or two talking to my dad, like? And then I was going into town to go to my musical rehearsals, and something told me, don't go to your musical rehearsals. Just don't, like, you know? And, like, I don't believe, like, I'm not Catholic. I mean, I was rare to my dad would kill me for not saying I'm not a Catholic. I believe in a higher power, you know, fate or something, and that tipped me over the edge. Just, what are the chances? Yeah, that's it. And it was just one of the most remarkable days of my life. Like, if I had gone to my musical rehearsals, I would have been picked up and someone would have told me your dad's dead. Like, that would have been even worse. So, yeah, that was a terrible experience, but it's important that you take a positive from these things, and I think I wouldn't be the sound man I am now if it wasn't for that one day, you know. It's nice. I don't get to talk about my dad an awful lot, like, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the way it is.
Yeah. Perfect.
So good.
I feel great now.
Oh my god.
Your fault.
Do you play? Yeah.
I played as a goalkeeper for about 10 years in soccer and Gaelic, and well, I was quite fat, so they put me in goal because I took up most of the goals. So
perfect.
I couldn't move very fast, but I was good at blocking the ball. Yeah, I have great time for the Gaelic and hurling. I was in Budapest watching the All Ireland hurling final.
Oh, when were you there?
Cool. Now I kind of want to go back to Budapest.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to. It was so good. That's our TripAdvisor review for this series.
Sponsored.
Moving on then to something that in your life that you actually think is a terrific moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, I mean, not one moment in particular, but more like something that happened that resulted in a positive outcome, I guess. The most horrific thing that's ever happened to me is growing up a foster child. I think being a foster child is always kind of associated with not being a terrific thing, you know, or, you know, you hear stories of different foster children and they have trouble growing up and they might be in trouble themselves, or, you know, mental health issues. And absolutely, I mean, the thing is, if you grow up with a family and then you're taken away from that family and you're put with another family, then that's gonna mess your head, like, you know, and you're completely taken out of your environment. But I think I was definitely one of the luckier ones because I was fostered from when I was born. So my birth mother would have a severe form of paranoid schizophrenia, and she's not able to take care of children. I never found out who my birth father was. I'd like to know, because at the end of the day, like, a person is made up of like an egg and a sperm, and 50% and 50%. But I only know one half of who I am. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it'd be nice to know who my father was, but it doesn't. Look, I grew up with a father. There's a very few children in the world who grow up with a real father, my foster father, but without a birth father. You know, it's a weird situation. Yeah, so I definitely think, like, being a foster child is one of the most terrific experiences. And because if I wasn't fostered, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Like, I know, and I think about it a lot. When I was born, there was a court case. So the two families who were seeking custody over myself were the family I'm currently with and relations of mine that were English. So it was totally up to the judge, does this child go to the relations in England or the foster family in Mayo? And if that judge had, like, thought for a split second the other way, then I wouldn't be here now. I would have grown up English, and like, my life would be 100% different, and I'm very confident that it wouldn't be as good as it is. You know, I wouldn't have grown up in Mayo. Mayo is like, I'm in love with where I grew up. Even simple things like, I had like 9 people in my class, whereas an inner city Dublin school could have 29 people in a class. So, like, I got a good education, you know. I was lucky because I was blessed with having a family that loves me, even though they're not even my fucking blood family. Like, you know, I got to grow up out in the fresh air. I got very good friends and a good upbringing. I managed to do well in my leaving cert. I managed to get into UCD, fantastic university, surrounded by fantastic people like yourselves here. Get to do this kind of thing, you know. Like, honestly, if I hadn't been fostered, you know, I may not have got to UCD or...
Be completely different.
Yeah,
You'd be
it
in
would.
England, like,
I literally would. Like, at the end of the day, look, life is kind of what you make out of it yourself, and I was blessed and I was lucky to kind of grow up in the environment that I'm in. So I would honestly say that, like, you know, I mean, being a foster child is the most terrific thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. And you have to be really thankful for what you do. Like, I think I'm a nice fella. I am sound to my friends. I'm nice to people. I'm good at drinking pints, and I roll savage joints as well. So
check out the video from last year.
Yeah, rollies with Tom. Which is like 2 years later, a year later. It's changed so much.
If you were going to have children, would you try like foster a child? Or...
You know, Creven, that's actually something I've never really thought about. I want a boy and 2 girls.
Yeah, I really thought about this.
Yeah, boy and 2 girls.
Really
and a
nice.
Wife would be nice as well, I suppose.
Yeah, that would always be nice.
Single, by the way. It's definitely a decision I'd have to think about when I'm older. It's obviously you're taking this child into your life, and you know there's short-term foster care, long-term foster care. It'd depend upon the scenario, but it's a fantastic thing to commit to. You know, look, I might foster a child when I'm older.
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe so, like, you know.
Cool.
That'd be nice.
We'll do another video.
Yeah.
In the future.
20 years
20
later,
years on.
I got the child, lads.
Oh, that's cool.
Lovely. That's such a nice story.
Yeah.
I feel so much better now than I did before.
Yeah.
In fact,
Trust me.
both of your stories are linked as well, because
Yeah.
your terrific story, had that not have happened to you, you wouldn't have had your terrible story.
Yeah.
If you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
true. This is nice though. I mean, I think I really like the idea of this video, because this is a very personal way of getting to know somebody, like, you know. Like, I mean, when I walked in here, I didn't like either of them, but now they're pretty okay.
I don't even know who you are.
Anton behind the camera is pretty cool as well.
Thanks a lot for coming and opening up.
No worries at all.
Hope
Check
y'all
out our
enjoyed
next
it.
video.
And yeah, like, subscribe,
Tag friends.
follow me
Algorithms.
on
Follow
Instagram.
UCDSU on Snapchat and Instagram.
I'm gonna bleep that. So, yeah.